Hi, I'm Simon Bornoht from Wimwise, and I want to introduce you to the Severne Dyno. And it's one of the most versatile boards that you can sail. It's super easy, very rewarding board to sail, very forgiving, and also you just get incredible results, and it really improves your windsurfing. We take it everywhere we go on all the locations that we visit. So whether it's flat water free ride sailing, or whether it's in the waves, bump and jump, you can transfer this board into different modes to suit what you're trying to do. Our clients love it. When I lend my equipment to the clients, I've really struggled to get it back sometimes. And this board is super versatile. And we're going to try and show you a little bit more about the setup of this board to make it easier for you. So whether it's flat water free ride sailing, free wave, or even wave sailing full on down the line, you can use this dyno. I take it everywhere where I go, and a trip isn't the same unless we've got one of our dynos with us. So if we look at the dyno in the free wave setup, when do we use that? We use the free wave setup when the conditions are rougher, when you're on slightly smaller sails, and the conditions mean that you're going to be manoeuvring a lot more, and also getting onto the plane and things like that is going to be less of an issue. Also, if it's your first time on a short board, then using the free wave setup will make that a little bit easier. So the most noticeable thing is we've got the foot straps inboard and forwards. So that makes it very easy to get into the straps, super accessible. You can even be off the plane on a board like this in the foot straps, and you can still be comfortably sailing along. So your free wave setup is designed to make it easy. Being inboard and over the board makes maneuvers a lot more easier to control. So if you're riding a wave, or if you're on and off the plane a little bit in tricky situations, it's a very forgiving setup. Also, it means that you can be blasting along in control. You're not so worried about speed, you just feel a little bit more comfortable when you're going along. And we use this a lot to get people into rougher conditions, more challenging situations, and it's a very, very forgiving setup. Along with the inboard foot straps, what you'll also do is set up the thruster fin setup, which we're going to have a look at now. So the most noticeable thing you're going to see is it's got three fins, a thruster setup. And what that gives you is grip and maneuverability. So it really holds the board in the water. So when you're in conditions where you're feeling that the board is a bit too difficult to sail and you want more stability, you want more control and more confidence from the board, then having that thruster setup really helps you. It's not as quick for early planing, but in the conditions where you're going to be up and going quite easily, then a thruster setup works really well. Also, if you're ever going to turn on a wave, or even if you're just on rough conditions and you want to get your turns in, this really gives you grip. Sometimes if you're sailing with smaller fins and you feel like you might be spinning out a little bit, you may need to learn to be slightly softer on your back leg, but the board is so forgiving that it doesn't take long to master that. We've also got a nice V in this board, which really helps the board sit nicely in the water, helps you through the turns, and the concave makes this board bust through chop like you wouldn't believe. It really is surprising what you can sail through and how much control you'll get from it. So if you're in a free wave situation, whether that's first time waves, down the line waves, or just really tricky, bouncy, difficult conditions, and you want a board that's going to be secure and you're going to want the dyno to really work for you, then use inboard straps and use your thruster setup on the underside, and it's a perfect combination to make it a lot easier for you. So the idea of changing your foot straps is normally something people don't even entertain. They buy a board, fix the foot straps, that's it. With the Severne Dyno, all you need is this, and you can change it very quickly. So to change a foot strap used to be, where's the screwdriver? Where is it? Can't find it. Always difficult to sort out. Whereas with the Hexagon key, we can change this really quickly. So it doesn't take long to change your foot strap all in one go. And also this is much easier than actually using a screwdriver. So in the time it's taken me just to chat to you about changing a foot strap, that's one done. And therefore you can change and set up your board quite quickly just using that hex key. It's a great idea and it works really well. So here we are in the free ride setup, and when do you use that? So if it's flat water blasting, so when we're on nice smooth water or a little bit of chop, and you're just thinking about early planing or maybe top speed, maybe blasting your mates, and you want to set this up to be as comfortable as possible to maximize your speed and to get your control, then you would use your outboard strap settings. So generally we'd use that when we're using slightly bigger sails in early planing situations, or if you're in very powered up conditions and you really want to try and lock it down and go fast. So if you're looking for control, being on the outside of the board, on the edge of the board, gives you a little bit more control should the board start to lift. So it makes it a little bit more directional compared to the free wave setup, and also helps you to control your stance and to have a better stance if you're more outboard, the faster the board goes. So you use your outboard free ride setup if you're looking for your early planing, blasting, and mainly flat border conditions. And obviously, if you're going for early planing or speed, then rather than having the thruster set up, then you'd have a single fin. You fill in the boxes, and then we have a single fin to help the board go upwind, nice and fast, and you can choose that fin size depending on the sails you're using. So we've got that free ride setup, nice and easy, and it's one of the most comfortable boards you can sail, and it's a nice, fast, early planing, all-rounder board that will get you through anything. So if you want more information about the dyno, then there's plenty on the Severne website. Also, there's a whole technique series that we've put on there to help you, no matter what level you're at, to get you more out of your time on the water on the dyno. And also, if you're just into free ride boards and you wanted to try and experience a board like this, then there's lots of tips and lots of assistance in trying to help you improve your level. So if you want any more information on that, you can get in touch. By all means, get in touch with me and I can try and help you with your windsurfing. Obviously, if you come and join us on a course, then you'll definitely get a chance to have a ride on this amazing board. And check out the social media for any updates and everything that we'll be doing. And we'd love to see you on the water and definitely get a ride on one of these.